Okay, this is the group that is performing today. Introduce yourselves and who you're playing. Or just who you're playing.
Algie.
I'm Joe Cathedral. Miss Prison.
Jack.
Gwendolyn.
Hey, Bracken.
I'm Cecily.
All right. So, whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Page 69. About halfway down.
So, you should probably follow in your book.
Is this a handbag, Miss Prisoner? Examine it carefully before you speak. The happiness of more than one life depends on your answer.
It seems to be mine. Yes, here's the injury received to the upsetting of a Gower Street omnibus in younger and happier days. Here's a stain on the lining caused by explosion of a temperance beverage, an incident that occurred at Leamington, and here on the lock are my initials. I'd forgotten that in an extravagant mood I had placed them there. The bag is undoubtedly mine. I am delighted to have it so unexpectedly restored to me. It has been a great inconvenience being without it all these years.
Miss Prism, more is restored to you than this handbag. I was the baby you placed in it.
You?
Yes, Mother.
Mr. Worthing, I am unmarried.
Unmarried, I do not deny that is a serious blow. But after all, who has the right to cast a stone against one who has suffered? Cannot repentance wipe out the act of folly? Why should there be one law for men and another for women? Mother, I forgive you.
Mr. Worthing, there is some error. There is the lady who can tell you who you really are.
Lady Bracknell, I hate to seem inquisitive, but would you kindly inform me who I am?
I'm afraid the news I have to give you will not altogether please you. You're the son of my poor sister, Miss Moncrief, and consequently Algernon's older brother.
Algie's elder brother? Then I have a brother after all. I knew I had a brother. I always said I had a brother. Cecily, how could you have ever said I didn't have a brother? Dr. Childs was my elder brother. Miss Prism, my unfortunate brother. Gwendolyn, my unfortunate brother. Algie, you young scoundrel. You will have to treat me with more respect in the future. You have never behaved to me like a brother in all your life.
Well, not till today, old boy. I admit, I did my best, however, out of practice.
My own, but what own are you? What is your Christian name now that you've become someone else?
Good heavens, I had quite forgotten that point. Your decision on the subject of my name is irrevocable, I suppose.
I never changed except in my infection.
What a noble nation you have, my brother.
Then the question had better be cleared up. In Augusta, a moment. At the time when this person left me in the handbag, had I been Christian already?
Every luxury that money could buy, including christening, had already been lavished on you by your fond friends.
Then I was Christian. That settles it. Now what name was I given? Let me know the worst.
Being the eldest son, you were naturally Christian after your father.
Yes, but what was my father's Christian name?
I cannot at the present moment recall what the general's Christian name was, but I have no doubt he had one. He was an eccentric man, I admit, but only in later years now as a result of the Indian climate and marriage and indigestion and other things of that kind.
Algie, can't you recollect what our father's Christian name was?
My dear boy, we were never on speaking terms. He died before I was a year old.
His name would appear in the army list of the period, I suppose, in Augusta.
The general is essentially a man of peace, except in his domestic life, but I have no doubt his name would appear in any military record.
The army lists of the last 40 years are here. These delightful records should have been my constant study. M. Generals, Mala, Maximo, Maglia, what ghastly names they have. Markby, Mixby, Mobs, Moncrief, Lieutenant 1840, Captain, Lieutenant Colonel, Colonel, General 1869, Christian names, Ernest Young. I always told you, Gwen, that my name was Ernest. Didn't I? Well, it is Ernest after all. I mean, it naturally is Ernest.
Yes, I remember now. The general's called Ernest. I knew I had some particular reason for disliking the name.
Ernest, my own Ernest. I felt from the first that you have no other name.
Well, it is a terrible thing for a man to find out suddenly that all of his life he's been speaking nothing but the truth. Can you forgive me?
I can, for I feel that you are sure to change.
My own one.
Latakia, Frederick, Sicily at last.
Gwendolyn, at last.
My nephew, you seem to be displaying signs of interest.
On the contrary, in Augusta, I have now realized for the first time in my life the vital importance of being earnest.
All right. Okay, now the other two people are up. Oh. It's just Rocky?
I was a little scared because I was running out my leg.
Well, Trey's on group 2.
I don't think he is.
Are we ready to start?
I'm still recording, so.
Alright. Our thesis is a scene where everybody finds out who the real Ernest is and shows satire of the Victorian era. As on page 69, when they find out Miss Prism was the one who lost the handbag, Jack says, "Miss Prism, more is restored to you than this handbag. I was a baby placed in it." This shows satire because the Victorian era you weren't supposed to have children if you were unmarried. Or if you were unmarried. Also on page 69, Miss Prism's long paragraph in there, it states, she says, "It has been a great inconvenience being without if all these years." Miss Prism is referring to that handbag that has been gone, not the baby, which normal people would be concerned about the baby, and that's showing satire. He's spoken fun of her. On page 70, where Jack states, "Algie's elder brother, then I have a brother after all. I knew I had a brother. I always said I had a brother. Cicely, how could you have ever doubted that I had a brother?" This is poking fun at the Victorian era because Jack never thought he had a brother. Then he says he always knew he had a brother, which he's contradicting what he said earlier on in the book. And also on page 70, Gwendolyn states, "My own, but what own are you? What is your Christian name now that you have become someone else?" It's poking fun at her because Jack hasn't really become someone else. His name is just really Ernest. He hasn't changed as a person. Shut that off.
Cut that